specialized to their areas of responsibility. Top management had to support all relevant departments to make sure they have authority and responsibility to run the show. Okay, this one maybe on their PD. So 5.1.2, let's see what is our 5.1.2, customer focus. What the leadership had to do. The director or MR to adopt top management to adopt a customer first approach, which ensure that customer needs and expectations are determined, converted into requirements, and are met the aim of enhancing customer satisfaction. This is accomplished by assuring customer and applicable requirements are determined, understood, and consistently met. So, customer focus top management had to ensure either review the customer requirement and put into their put into their inspection, or they have to make sure there's a review during operation meeting. And the B is the risk and opportunity that can affect conformity of products and the ability to enhance customer satisfaction are determined addresses. So risk-based to have to cover any problem to conform to customer requirement. Now you have a risk-based thinking to include the customer certification. And C, focus on enhancing customer certification is maintained. So this one is based on survey, customer survey form. It linked to customer survey, which is under clause 9.1.2. So under clause 5.1 leadership, what is the requirement? Is that need maintain documented information, SOP? No, you no need to have SOP. Is that need retain documented information? You need to have a records? No, not necessary. So how to prove you have a leadership and commitment? So you have to prove that during interview. You can explain how you make the leadership and commitment. Same to 5.2 policy. How you prove you present you establish your policy. So you need to explain during interview. Either after you explain, you show your quality policy, display at the punch card area, at the guardhouse or production floor, or the conference meeting room, and auditor may ask or interview, verify the practice with your employee. SOP is not necessary, okay, but practical. This is more to practical. And 5.3, opportunities and responsibility. You need to show your organization chart, latest organization charts. Okay, you need to show that. And with a position. Every department you need to show what's your position. And when you have a position, sure you have to show you have the staff or somebody close work on the position. And when you have a position, you need to show your job description, JD, job description, to prove that it's a organization, responsibility, and authority. Do you understand? Okay, 5.2 policy, as I mentioned just now, quality policy And you can see the under still same under MRP04 management SOP. Under when you open the SOP, you please have a look on your SOP. When we have a training review, you bring up your hard copy. That was I request before the training, you have one set of hard copy so that this one you can show to your staff employee and what during training they can review your operating procedure so they are easy to get on hand to understand. Not only after training and you go and find, then you have becoming blank. You don't know what you need to look for. So when you during training, you can have a hard copy in place. That's a good. Or you have a soft copy. Make sure your staff when during training they bring their laptop, then they can show. They can find out what is the SOP when you going through to the relevant clauses. That is a requirement. You follow the method I request. You bring out, put on the file system, and it's easy for you to control. For sure, a soft copy easy to find when you are very familiar, but hard copy for those not familiar during start ISO, you are recommend to have a hard copy. Unless you have experience on ISO, soft copy is better. Okay, quality policy as I explained just now. Quality policy. Your company you can read through when it's displayed on the conference meeting room, guardhouse if you have guardhouse, or employee entrance on the punch card or scanning in area, or on the production floor. So 5.2 was the requirement quality policy. So requirement quality policy must be documented. You must show the quality policy is inside your SOP, standard operating procedure. You need to show it's under the document control. It must be registered. This is not a record is not a need. No need to have a record, but you need to show the practice during interview. So statement must be registered. Then how you communicate. Either you want to show evidence with the training records, quality policy training, then go ahead, it's better. 5.3 Organization, Roles, Responsibility and Authorities. So this one, as I just now already explained, you need to show your organization chart. Organization chart. Also the position on the organization chart must be able to link to evidence with the job description JD. So job description will describe the responsibility and authority of that position. Also the qualification required and experience. Okay. Any question? So during audit clause 5.3, organization roles and responsibility, as just now I already mentioned, during clause 5.1, you have to evidence to make sure organization chart available and also the job description available. It's no need to have any you need to have a document. And some company, bigger company, they will have ISO organization chart, or they call it steering committee. ISO 9001 steering committee. But it's not a requirement. And normally only the MNC, multinational company, will have that. Okay. And leadership, now we're going to leadership. Actually, they have to promote risk-based thinking. What's the risk-based thinking? 风险危机. So leadership and commitment. As previously clause 4.1, you have an internal, external issue. Then you have an interested party. Then the expectation. Sorry, just now the presentation, clause 6.1 is the action to address risk and opportunity. Risk and opportunity. What's the risk action to address risk and opportunity? Action to address risk can include avoiding risk, taking risk into pursuit on opportunity, eliminating the risk source, changing the livelihood or consequences of sharing the risk, or retaining risk by informed decision. Opportunity can lead to the adoption of new practice, launching new products, opening new markets, address new customer, building partnerships, using new technology and other desirable and valuable possibilities to address the organization and its customer needs. Risk and opportunity. Risk actually is the effect or uncertainty on an expected result. Bermaksud risiko adalah kesan yang tak bagus, di mana kalau berbanding dengan keputusan yang kita expected, yang kehendaki. Jadi kalau tak mencapai keputusan, ini satu risiko. ISO 9000-2015 revision incorporate risk into requirement of QMS. Jadi dia masukkannya dalam quality management system. And risk is determined by organization. So company have to decide what is the risk. Your own company. Not every company has the same. So it depends on your process or your company products. So you have to make analysis your own. Risk-based thinking is considering risk qualitatives and quantitatives depending on the organization context. So depend to your company context. Sometimes because quantity becoming a risk, sometimes quality also a risk. So it depends case to case. So risk-based thinking is an idea from the clause as we mentioned in the clause 4.1, the context of the organization, and clause 4.2, interested party. So these two clauses actually relevant. The issue we raised just now in the version in the clause number, you bring to 6.1 to combine to make sure action on the requirement is take in place. Understand? Bermaksudnya clause 4.1 tadi yang berkenaan konteks, internal, external konteks, dan juga 4.2 interest party requirements,